Well, couldn't get out of bus duty today. That hurts. That hurts, but it's alright. Because we're kicking off the new season, the new calendar year of movie watching. Starts tonight, Friday, Good Friday, March 29th, 2024. New season of movie watching begins, and it begins fittingly with a little-known horror film called The Terror at Red Wolf Inn, 1972. It also goes by the name The Folks at Red Wolf Inn. And another alternative title was Terror House, which was the PG release that came out, I believe, in some theaters. This is on that box set of 50 movies that I talked about earlier in the week. This movie is not for everyone, folks. Let me tell you. In fact, it was not for me the first time that I saw it. I didn't care for it that much. It seemed a little strange for my taste, but several watches in, I love it more and more. This was directed by Bud Townsend. Look him up. I don't know really what else he did. Cast includes Linda Gillen as Regina. Morning Regina. AD Nation Day. Linda Gillen was in some TV shows, some commercials. She showed up in the 1988 comedy Big as a lady in red dress. She's listed way down in the cast list. It has John Nielsen as Baby John. It has the old couple is Mary Jackson. Yep, so you got this old couple that runs the mansion slash quote vacation house. The woman is Mary Jackson is the actress. She was in The Waltons a little bit. She was in other TV shows. She also showed up in The Exorcist 3. Her husband is played by Arthur Space, who is a Broadway type guy, and boy does it show. He was in the 1944 Laurel and Hardy film called, get this guys, The Big Noise. Big Noise. He was also in 39 episodes of Lassie as the vet. So I think maybe that's what he's best known for, being the vet on the show Lassie. Other actresses include Janet Wood, who plays Pamela, and Margaret Avery, who plays Edwina, the lovely Edwina. This movie stands on its own, folks. It's this thing. There's really nothing like it that I've seen that I can even compare it to. It's completely forgotten in the horror annals, but people who do follow horror very closely, or horror files, do give this film credit as being one of the early examples of comedy in horror. It's got that tongue-in-cheek, kind of dark humor type stuff. So it's one of the early examples, kind of a trailblazer. 1972 was the year again. All right, so you have Regina, who is a lonely college student. The beginning of this movie is just beautiful. The kind of grainy footage and showing the college campus. She's a lonely college student, and all of her friends seemingly are leaving for spring break. Today is the first day. I'm just getting out for spring break, so that's why this is a fitting choice to begin the year with this film. But as they're all going out on their spring breaks, Regina doesn't have any plans, doesn't have any money. She goes to her dorm room, which is in this weird, like, 30-floor hotel-looking joint It is spectacular. I love this place. I want to go there. Never seen a college dorm like this, but in her dorm, she's just lying down in her bed and opens up her mail, and she's got the 4 pictures of John, Paul, George, and Ringo from the White Album LP. Bolts is familiar with this. On her wall. I think I taped that part and put it on YouTube about a year ago, but this is a couple of years after the Beatles breakup. She receives a letter, an anonymous letter saying she's won an all expenses paid vacation. She has to call a number. She does. She calls it. She's told to meet at like an airport, I think, or I forget. She gets picked up by a taxi somewhere, and then she meets John Boy, who takes her on a thrill ride on the way to the mansion. And there's an attraction between John Boy and her and Regina. That's kind of a subplot. Will continue in the movie. He identifies himself as kind of he's like the grandson of the 2 people who own the mansion. That older couple that I just mentioned. Wow, this thing is crazy, guys. So she sits down with these 2 other pretty looking women of about the same college age, Pamela and Edwina. Edwina has the classic early 70s black female look. She's incredibly good looking. She's got like the afro, nice figure and everything, wears a nice dress. She's a great character. Margaret Avery again is that character. I kind of forgot about Pamela's character, but Pamela's the first one to kind of get knocked off in this. They sit down to this extravagant meal with a lot of food. I mean, a lot of food. And there's a lot of film that's... A lot of the film time is chewed up by these people sitting around a table, eating food, passing food around, bringing out lamb chops, desserts, and things. Critics of this film have pointed out this as being filler, but I love it. I love the food scenes. I love the food scenes. They're great. And there's a lot of wine, so they're getting a little buzzed. I want to go to that place. It's awesome. Well, it turns out this couple, they're cannibals. Okay, so you figure this out a little later on. Pamela, they're stuffing their guests to get them nice and ready to be eaten. So there's the humor in this. A little strange plot, but they say, oh, she's going home. I think Edwina, the black one, is the second one to be knocked off. And a lot of these food scenes, you see some questionable meats. It turns out they're eating humans. They have like a locker. I'm getting hungry thinking about it. They have like a little meat locker or something back there. But Arthur Space, the old man. This guy, I didn't like it at first because he has, like I said, he's kind of he's a Broadway actor, and his character, I think he said he was some kind of a chef on a Navy ship in World War II or something, and he used to be an entertainer or something. He had all these weird jobs, and he does some kind of poetry reading, I believe, and then he does a song. He's got a terrible voice, but his act, during the meal or after the meal, maybe he's a little buzzed. I hated this act the first time I saw it, but every time since that I've seen it, this really grows on me. I love his delivery in those scenes. And his wife, played by Mary Jackson, sings. She has a good voice, and I like the scene where she does White Cliffs of Dover. There's a little crappy kind of beach area, which I like a lot. In this, there's the part where John Boy finds the shark, or he's fishing, and he takes the shark, the baby shark kind of thing, and so it starts slamming it on a rock and screaming, "Shark!" and slams it until it's dead. And he looks at Regina and goes, I think I love you. It's crazy. Crazy scene. Great ending. I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending credits is another thing that I love a lot about this. The ending credits, you have where it says main course, and it mentions, I think, the main actors, then it's like appetizers, and it mentions the supporting characters, and then it says like hors d'oeuvres, or I think, or like the really small characters. There's one guy, Michael McCready, who's like a cop, I believe, and he just died in January of this year, 1932 to 2024, I believe. So I think that's a real creative way of doing the ending credits. It's really cool. Maybe I'll tape that tonight at the end. So I really like that a lot. I love this movie. It's just, it's great. It's a great way to begin the season. It's odd. It's cheeky. It's dark humor, and it has nice-looking women in it. I really love this movie, guys. The Terror at Red Wolf. The Terror at Red Wolf in 1972. Check it out. It says, I think the running time, the YouTube running time is like, on IMDb, I think it says 90 minutes, but the YouTube running time is like 78 minutes, I believe. So, a captivating film. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, tonight we got Sweet 16 continuing, kicking off at 7:09. We have Teddy Ball Games team and NC State. NC State taking on Marquette. That's right, the Golden Eagles versus the Wolfpack. Let's go Wolfpack. Number 11 Wolfpack, the lowest seeded team left, taking on Marquette. And then at 7:39, we have Gonzaga 5 seed versus Purdue 1. It's the Boilers and the Bulldogs going head to head. And then the later games, 9:39. We got Duke and Houston's, a big one. Number 4 Duke, number 1 Houston's. Buell Devils and the Cougars. And then at 10:09, the last game, Creighton, number 3 versus 2 Tennessee. The Volunteers, maybe one of the most overlooked teams left in the tournament, taking on the Buell Jays. All right, so Buell Devils and Buell Jays tonight. By tomorrow, we'll be trimmed down to 8 teams. All right, boys, so by the end of this evening, we'll be whittled down to the Elite 8 and the NCAA tournament. Hopefully your brackets will be intact. Who knows, after last night, 3 of the 4 were upsets. So, all right, thanks for watching the review of Terror at Red Wolf in 1972. Happy New Year of movie watching. And have a great Good Friday. Good AD Friday, to be specific. And we lost a great actor today, passing away at the age of 87. Rest in peace, Louis Gossett Jr. Take care, guys. God bless.